In 2008, two Stanford graduate Kevin and Mike decided to create a photo sharing app. They name it Burn. After spending few years and millions of dollars of their investor, they could reach few hundred subscribers and downloads. Their minds are not able to proceed. So they thought, let's take a break and try to rethink. So Kevin went on a holiday with his wife. During his holidays, Kevin asked his wife, why don't you take pictures and share it with your friends? His wife replied, Kevin, I don't have a really good mobile phone. Neither I know complicated software that allows me to look good. And your application doesn't allow me to do that as well. A day later, Kevin called Mike and told him that this is one feature that is really missing. 6 weeks later, they relaunched this app. On the first day, it was a real success. It went viral with 25,000 download on the first day, million download in a month. 3 years later, a team of 13 people was bought by Facebook in 1 billion US dollar. The app name is Instagram. So if you rethink the story of Instagram or Mike or Kevin, they abide by these three pillars which Scrum Guide has defined: transparency, inspection, and adaptation. Transparency on the work and progress for people who are not only receiving it but who are developing it. Many a times in software industry, it happens then that the developers have no idea why they are building certain software or a product, or a release get cancelled without even knowing them, or an urgent requirement just come up without somebody explaining them why. So it's important to bring this transparency, because if you look at the story of Mike and Kevin, they also brought in this transparency of their own flaws to themselves, their team, and to their investors in order to move forward. Inspection of the work that the team is delivering. A continuous inspection is required in order to make sure that not only flaws are being figured out, but an area of improvement is always there. And adaptation. It's not only important to identify flaws, but adapt to it in terms of processes, in terms of product features. Let me give you an example. In 2011, I was part of a team that developed a software for a leading European bank. Our product checks and stop payments for the industries for which the risk appetite or the willingness of the bank was not really there. So industries could be casino, gambling, pornography. Once the product was launched, our team also looked at the analytics, and we figured out the usage that we expected is not that high from the business side. So we as a team discussed this with our business counterpart, and we finally came to a conclusion that we should try to incorporate regulatory requirement that helps bank to save millions of dollars in case if it is not being fulfilled. So our it also means that now we have to make a shift. We have to let go the amount of work that we have put in our previous 6 months, and then have a new beginning. And this require the core values of Scrum that we discussed, of courage and commitment. But we lived by these three pillars of transparency, inspection, and adaptation. We were transparent in the usage, we inspected through our analytics platform, and then we have adapted it. After 1 year, we relaunched the product with regulatory capability. And now it is one of the most successful product in that specific bank. Now coming to the idea of the certification. As I mentioned right at the beginning, you get 45 seconds to answer a question. That means you have to have understanding what are pillars, what are values. So you cannot mix them. You cannot say commitment is a pillar. So what are the various pillars and how to remember it? There are two pro tips. First one, you should thanks in advance. Thanks. T stands for transparency, I stands for inspection, and A for adaptation. Or remember a girl's name, Tia, T-I-A. Transparency towards the work and processes between people who are doing it and who are receiving it. Inspection of the product and adaptation of all the improvements that are identified during inspection. That's Scrum Pillars for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you next time. Bye bye.